slowly making my way through the second season of Transformers G1, and let me tell you, it's been a struggle. How many episodes are there anyway? Hey you, yes, you, the awesome viewer. Guess what? You absolutely crushed that 1,500 sub goal from the last video, and I can't thank you enough, but it's time to level up. Let's shoot for 2,000 subscribers by the end of January. Think you're up to the challenge? Then smash that subscribe button. Go, go, go! Back to the topic at hand. To keep things manageable, I'm breaking the season into bite-sized chunks for these videos. It's just easier that way. Oh, and a quick note, I'm following the release order from the Transformers official playlist, so no need to grab your pitchforks, I'm just a humble viewer trying my best. Which kinda got me thinking, how weird G1 actually is when you sit down and try to start it. So, you want to start G1. Easy, right? Just pop onto YouTube and check out Hasbro's re-uploads, and there's like two playlists. There's like the chronological or the release, it's up to you. But then you get to season 2, and you're ready to head straight to the movie. But wait, what's this? A devious glint catches your eye. The Japanese G1 watch order, and suddenly everything's thrown into chaos, chronological order, release order, and just how much more there is in the Japanese timeline compared to the English one. It's a lot. Someday I'll dive down into that rabbit hole, but for now I'm sticking with the English releases, keeping it manageable, you know? Speaking of which, the first block of 10 episodes in season 2 are absolute gold. I'm loving these episodes so much more than season 1. Sure, it still has those classic G1 writing quirks, but I was genuinely more invested in these stories. Plus it introduced me to some of my new favourite characters. Oh, and a quick side note, the second intro. Oh my god, it's so good. There's a fantastic video out there diving into the weirdness of the original intro, and honestly, I found it just kind of okay. It's iconic, you know, but that second intro, ooh, now that's good. Anyway, episode 1, Autobot Spike. Decepticon attack leaves Spike wounded. To save his son's life, Spark Plug helps the Autobots transfer Spike's mind to the body of an experimental robot called Autobot X, while the doctors at the hospital work on repairing Spike's real body. The experiment works like a charm, and Spike's mind is in Autobot X, temporarily becoming Autobot Spike. Unfortunately, the procedure has a side effect, making Spike's state of mind questionable. The first episode, and we're starting strong. It was quite nice to get some more development on Spike and his dad, as well as a different play on the Frankenstein story, which I'm very fond of. It also starts a very common trend at the start of season 2, where it dares to ask the bold question of, what if Megatron took this person and made them evil? It happens a lot of times. Another trend is Laserbeak just kind of cruising in and out of the Autobot base, which happens a lot. You'd think they'd put a net up or like set up a Ring doorbell at this point, but nonetheless, it's a fun time. Episode 2, The Immobilizer. An opportunity to defeat the Decepticons arises. You'd think they'd put a net up or like set up a Ring doorbell by this point, but nonetheless, it's a fun time. Episode 2, The Immobilizer. An opportunity to defeat the Decepticons arises, courtesy of Wheeljack and a new invention. The effect may only be temporary, but the Immobilizer lives up to its name against any Autobot. Little time passes before Decepticons learn of it. A new friend to the Autobots, Carly, unwittingly helps them. Now the soon-modified Immobilizer gives the Decepticons a means to end the war once and for all. Pretty soon, only Brawn and Jazz are left standing, leaving them, Spike and Carly, with a lot of work to do. Hurry! We got a new human character! The human cast is so limited already, it's great to have a new addition, and a woman note... where'd she go? Carly is a very fun and relatable character to me, and maybe this is a symptom of the severe episode reordering, so I hope she appears again in like 10 episodes or so, but don't get used to her. She's gone. I made it through the first 10 episodes. I don't remember seeing her again. She's kind of gone. Episode 3 and 4, Dinobot Island. This is a long synopsis, so I'll try and get through it fast. Hellclad and Bumblebee discover a strange island in the middle of the ocean while checking out a strange energy reading. They're attacked by a Pterandon, causing them to crash into the island, which they find to be inhabited by dinosaurs. They escape and report back to the other Autobots, Optimus decides that this newly discovered island may be the best place to train the well-meaning but clumsy old Dinobots. Soundwave happens to be monitoring the conversation, and Megatron orders Laserbeak to find out more. The Autobots return to Dinobot Island, followed by Laserbeak, who reports back to Megatron that the island is full of energy sources. This is a lot of he said, she said. Starscream warns of a strange way of reading, but Megatron invades the island anyway. As the Dinobots start training, they see the Decepticons collecting the island's energy and go to stop them. However, Megatron sees them coming and forces the Dinobots into a nearby tar pit. Meanwhile, the Time Warp opens up on the mainland, with a caveman and woolly mammoth coming through to attack Spike and Bumblebee. Okay, on to the next one. Powerglide and Bumblebee discover a strange island in the middle of the ocean while checking out a very strange energy read. Did I copy and paste? Oh no. Anyway, everything goes tits up. It kind of goes a little bit wild. They get attacked. The whole world kind of gets attacked by stuff from different time periods. There's a lot of mammoths and stuff, but they resolve it and it's all okay. But that's a lot of words. Honestly, this was a funny one. I felt myself zoning out quite a bit while watching this one. It's certainly an interesting concept, it's quite fun and silly, and it gives a good focus to the Dinobots who fade into the sidelines after this episode in release order. I thought I had written more notes on these episodes, but I actually wrote nothing. Episode 5, Traitor. It is believed the electron cells could be a very... why am I a YouTuber if I can't even read? It is believed the electron cells could be a very valuable assets in the war. The lure of this power brings the Decepticons and the Insecticons together again. They've had problems with each other in the past, however problems that Mirage tries to exploit to the Autobots' advantage. He has found out, and Bombshell attaches a Cerebro shell to him. With Mirage as their puppet, the Decepticons and the Insecticons intend to finish the Autobots once for all. Cliff Jumper! Focus! Episode! Mirage! Our next episode of If This Autobot Was Evil, though Traitor has a pretty funny setup of how Mirage ends up turning, so I can let this one slide a little bit. Cliffjumper got some nice development this episode, and overall it's pretty fun. Episode 6, Enter the Nightbird. The Autobots agree to guard a special robot created by Dr. Fujiyama when he unveils it to the world. The robot is called Nightbird and is the first female ninja robot, but I think she's the only ninja robot so far. Of course, the Decepticons show up and take her. They were programmed her to follow their orders and instructed to steal Teletran 1's world energy chip, which contains a list of the world's energy resources. Under Decepticon control, Nightbird infiltrates the Autobot base and steals the chip. After a lengthy chase through the desert, the Autobots are finally able to restrain Nightbird without damaging her, which causes Megatron, Skywarp, and Thundercracker to come to her rescue. However, after Megatron threatens to replace Starscream with Nightbird as his second in command, Starscream follows him and incapacitates Nightbird. The Decepticons chase Starscream and the Autobots return Nightbird to Fujiyama. He decides to put Nightbird away, unaware that she is still under Decepticon control. Smash! Enter the Nightbird is certainly a weird favourite so far. We get our first female bot, and she... honestly... while watching, I found her funny in a sense. She felt like someone's DeviantArt self-insert, having silly dialogue from Megs. The better combat abilities than most of the characters and her origin in Japan made her feel like someone's original character had somehow made it into the show. I like her, I just found it funny. Super niche thing, I noticed the alarm here is one that they would use many years later in LEGO Hero Factory. It's random, but I couldn't help pointing it out. Episode 7, Changing Gears. Gears is in one very foul mood, so nothing is really new there. However, the Decepticons suddenly strike and get the drop on him. The thing is, all they want from him is his personality cartridge. Now, Gears has one heck of a sunny disposition no matter who he is around. Meanwhile, the Decepticons have the final component for the Solar Needle. If they aren't stopped, the sun itself will be destroyed. I actually don't have any notes for this one. Okay, I'm gonna go off script. I genuinely, okay, so my thing with watching these episodes, I've been watching this over like a month now, these 10 episodes, because I'm trying to pace myself out. I don't like binging these days, so I'm trying to like get my way through. And I'm surprised I genuinely did not write any notes about this. I'm sure while editing I'll find things like, oh yeah, I really like that moment, but I don't remember this episode. Which is funny because I think it was intended to be the second episode as well in the actual chronological order. It's weird. That's another tangent actually. How much does the chronicle order matter? Because I've been looking for it, right? And a lot of these episodes don't really have knock-on effects that impact the next one. Like maybe a little bit of character development gets jumbled, but that's kind of it. So I don't know. It's just a weird thing, but it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind. Episode 8. A Prime Problem. Megatron plans to destroy the Autobots by creating a clone of Optimus Prime to lead them into a deadly trap he's set for them. When Spike is captured by the Decepticons, the Autobots must figure out which Prime is a real one and which one's a fake one to save Spike's life. But can they foil Megatron's plan? I really liked this one. It really got to highlight the relationship between Optimus and the Autobots and lead into that sort of familial relationship they all have in G1. A solid episode, but also technically is the Decepticons taking someone and making them evil. I'm a little bit bored of this trope. Episode 9. Atlantis Arise. The Decepticons stumble upon a magnificent find, the legendary Atlantis. They believe that the Atlantean forces could prove invaluable to them finally winning the war. Once at the surface level, the battle-hungry Atlanteans strike and strike hard. The Autobots face tough times and Washington, DC is next. However, while enjoying the sights, the Decepticons had better keep their own guard up around the Atlantean allies. There's more freaks, and this time they're fish. Probably the weirdest episode in this bunch. The Atlanteans were cool, but kind of unappealing. It felt like Hasbro wanted to pad out the cast with some humanoid toys that they could sell. Soundwave and Starscream get to be silly together. This episode wasn't too remarkable to me, to be honest. And lastly, episode 10. Attack of the Autobots. A solar power satellite is desired by the Decepticons. To pull off a theft, they need the Autobots out of the way. Rather than trying to destroy them, however, Megatron hatches a plan to change their loyalties instead. The keys to his plot are sabotaged energy recharges in the Autobot base. Now when they use them, the unknowing Autobots are imprinted with Decepticon ideals and forced to act just like them. Only Bumblebee and Jazz escape this fate. Sparkplug comes up with an invention to change the Autobots back, but they still have to stop the Decepticons. This is probably the best of the Decepticons Make X Evil saga. It's got some really funny gags, but raises some questions. There's also one of my favorite human side characters.
Could they be after here? The plans for my solar satellite.
Has escaped with the plans after her.
She killed that shit. As the last episode of a set I've watched, I've ended on a really high note, and I think this is probably the best one yet. So that's the first 10 of 49 episodes of season 2. What do we think? I think there's a huge quality increase from the last season, and I'm really excited to see where the future episodes go. Only 39 to go before I can watch the movie for the first time.